Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's flow class is going to include side angle pose. So I have my props with me here in case I might want to use them. You don't need them, but in case I have them nice and handy. So I invite you to get comfortable in how you would like to start your practice. I like to start my practice generally in Shavasana. So you can start in a sit position or you can join me on the back. So once you've chosen your start position, you want to try to settle in. And the idea is to get to a relaxed space in your body, as relaxed as you possibly can be at this moment. Depending on what is going on with you in your life right now, you might be stressed, you might be frazzled, but if you can bring your awareness to this time and this space right now, to push aside the busyness of your life and just to be aware of how you're going to move your body. And not having any preconceived idea of how it's going to go, but just kind of going with the flow, literally. However your body is going to move, be okay with that. So as you possibly make a few little adjustments, try to settle your body into this space. If you are on your back, feel the back side of your body touching the floor. If you're in a sit position, feel your glutes. Soften where you might find that you are gripping. Do you generally grip in the hips? Do you generally grip in the shoulders, neck area? Do you grip in your face? Try to soften, even ever so slightly, into the mat. And allow your breath to slow down on its own. In our yoga practice, we don't try to force anything, and that includes the breath. We don't try to force a pose. We don't try to force our breathing. We try to utilize our breath to help our movements. Take a nice big inhale in through the nose. And release. Once more like that. Inhale deep. And exhale, let it go. Slowly start to wake up the body with your little movements. What feels good, what feels best for you right now. If you are in a sit position, make your way down to your back. And take one or two more breaths here. Draw both knees into the chest. And just iron out your low back. Take the knees and sway them side to side. Investigate if you want the knees a little tighter into the chest or a little further away. Just get some motion in that hip area, rolling over your spine from one side to the other. And then come to stillness, bring the right knee, or keep the right knee in towards your chest, and extend the left leg long. We're going to get into a half happy baby. So with your exhale, draw that right knee in a little tighter in towards the shoulder, and feel, if you can, the right hand behind the knee. Grab a hold of their hamstring and pull in gently. You might want to stay here. If you think you have a little bit more space, take that right hand to the inside of that right leg and grab the ankle. Bring the sole of the foot up towards the sky and gently draw that right knee down towards the floor. Don't worry if it's nowhere close to the floor, but draw the knee down. You might have enough space that you can reach to the outside edge of your right foot. Try to keep the left leg engaged as you work the hip. One more breath here, a nice big inhale, and soften with the exhale. Release the foot, draw the knee in, draw the left knee in, and just take a little motion here, a little movement side to side to release that. Keep the left knee in, extend the right leg long, and with your exhale, draw that left knee in towards the left shoulder. You can stay right here if you want to get a little bit deeper into that hip crease. I'm going to take my left hand to the inside of my left leg. I'm going to start with the ankle and draw the knee down towards the floor. If you notice that you do have space and you can grab a hold of the outside edge of that left foot, go ahead and grab it. Or you can gently stay here with your shin ankle area. You might notice that one side is a little bit more open than the other, and that's generally true for most people. One more cycle of breath here. And release the foot, knees into the chest. Extend the legs long up towards the sky and just give those ankles a little bit of love. So move them around in circles or flex and extend. Just take some sort of movement there. And then make your way into tabletop. How would you like to get into tabletop? Would you like to roll over your knees? Or lean over to one side and make your way into tabletop. Once you get into tabletop, maybe give the wrist a little bit of movement before you place it down. Find a comfortable hand position. Try to get those knees underneath your hips. And try to find your neutral spine. So try not to allow your belly to drop down too much. We're not quite doing our cat-cows yet. So keep a nice neutral spine. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked, it doesn't matter. We're going to work into the hip, and we're going to get into a fire hydrant. So take an inhale here to open up the chest. Think opening up the collarbone. And with your exhale, lift the left knee out to the left side. Keep the bend at the knee and only go as far out as you can while still keeping your neutral spine and your torso still parallel with the floor. Bring the knee back down to the floor. Readjust the hands if you need to. Take an inhale here, and we're going to do that again. Exhale, open up that hip socket, knee out to the side. Knee back towards the center, tabletop, other side. Inhale first, exhale, right knee out to the side. And release down. Inhale, and exhale, open up the knee to the side. And bring it back down, tabletop. Take a little bit of movement here. Maybe just sway your hip side to side just to get a little bit of release in case those fire hydrants were a little bit stressful on your hips. Maybe take a modified child's pose. And then come back into tabletop. Tuck the toes under with an inhale. Open up the collarbone and exhale up into your downward facing dog. And again, it might be the first one of the day, first one of the week. So definitely be mindful of how you feel. Does your spine need an extra second or two to release before you straighten the legs? Your downward dog doesn't have to always be stationary. Sometimes a little bit of movement is exactly what your body needs. And then come to stillness. With an inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. Try to drop the left heel as you open up the right knee to the right side. Get into a little bit of a three-legged dog, opening up the right hip. As if you're trying to kick yourself in the bum with your right foot. Inhale, straighten out the hips, knee comes into chest, and step your foot forward into your lunge. Drop the back heel, right knee and right elbow touch as you open up the torso to the left side of your mat. Maybe take the left hand up towards the sky. If it's too much, take the left hand and put it on your hip. So in our side angle, first attempt, I'm going to keep the weight into that leg and just work into the hip a little bit. So open hips, open chest, side angle. Take a full cycle of breath here. And with an inhale, lift the torso up into Warrior Two. Now in our Warrior Two, we'd like to have the shoulders stacked over the hips. So to help with that, let's intentionally go off that. So reach forward with that right hand and shift the shoulders past your hips. And then go in the opposite direction. Shift those shoulders to the back of the mat. Come forward, reaching back. So a little bit of movement in the waist, hip area. One more time, front and back, and then settle into your Warrior Two. Make any adjustments that you need for your feet. And exhale into your deepest expression this time. Take an inhale, flip the front palm up towards the sky, and with an exhale, exalt. And go easy on this exalt. Just think lifting out of the right side of the body. And then with your exhale, release the hands down, step back to downward dog, and take some movement. Just notice how that first expression of side angle and exalt felt like. And then inhale, lift that left leg straight back behind you. You can stay in your three-legged down dog, or you can open up that hip a little bit more. So bend at the left knee, kick yourself in the bum, and try to ground down into the right heel. You can move around here a little bit, but just see if that hip can be coaxed open a little bit more. Inhale to straighten out the hips, and with an exhale, step forward into your lunge. Remember, if you need help, bring it along. Drop the back heel, left elbow, left knee, thigh, and exhale to open up the chest towards the right side of your body. Remember, open hips, open chest. Choose your hand position. Do you want it on your hip? Or do you think you can extend it up towards the sky? How does it feel? Try not to scrunch up into those shoulders. Have a nice long neck. Feel how your feet feel. Are they firm and grounded into the floor? How does that hip feel? Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, up into warrior two. And once again, find your feet. Find where you need to make an adjustment. Let's wiggle around in that waist area a little bit again. So lean forward, shifting the shoulders past your hips. And then lean back, shift the shoulders back behind your hips. Forward, back, forward, back, and then settle the shoulders above your hips as best as possible and sink into your warrior two. How is your breathing? How are your shoulders? Are they scrunched up? See if you can relax them. Inhale to flip the left palm up towards the sky and exhale into an easy exalted warrior. Think lengthening out the left side of the body gently. And with your next exhale, windmill the hands down to the floor, lift the back heel, make any adjustments if you need. Step back to downward dog. And decide. Would you like to stay in downward dog? Maybe a child's pose is better suited for you. How is your breath? Your breath pretty much tells you what expressions you should be taking. Something a little harder or something a little easier. Are you still breathing? Come back to warrior. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. And with your exhale, step it into your lunge. Drop the back heel. And we're going to come into our side angle once again. And this is where you might require a block. It's up to you and how open you feel. I'm going to take my right hand to the inside of my right foot. And I know that I'm going to want to block. So here it is. There's my block. And I'm going to open up into my side angle, second expression, with my hand on the floor or block. So now the weight is no longer in my right knee, right thigh. And here I am going to see if I can take a little bit of weight out of the hand. Now, it's there in case I need it. Maybe the fingertip is just touching the block. But see if your legs can do the majority of the work here. Take a full cycle of breath in your side angle pose here. Feel that right thigh working for you. Inhale and come up into warrior two with your exhale. You might need to release that front leg, straighten it, reach up towards the sky, And with an exhale, go back into your warrior two. Maybe just that 1 second of release out of the thigh helped you out. Inhale, flip the palm. Exhale, exalted warrior. And come back to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands, move that prop out of the way. Step back to your downward facing dog, or if you'd like, we can put in a little bit more here. You can come forward to your plank, that's an inhale. Exhale to lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more cycles of breath here. From downward facing dog, inhale the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through into your lunge. Help it if you need. I'm going to bring my block with me because I know I'm going to start with it. Drop the back heel, open up the hips, open up the chest to the right side of your mat in your side angle. Now, if you notice that your chest is facing more towards the floor, that means you need to take the hand a little higher so that you can open up the chest to the right side of your mat. Now, use that block to help you get sturdy, supported, and then see if you can take a little bit of weight out of that hand and have your legs do all of the work. Are you still breathing? Keep breathing. Notice how that right thigh, glute has to work to support you. The hips are nice and open here. Take an inhale here and then straighten out into warrior two, but keep straightening out the front leg. Reach the arms up towards the sky, get a little an extension, and then drop back down into warrior two. Whew. Feel the release in your leg. Now the leg should be a little bit more relaxed. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, windmill the hands down to the floor. I'm going to move my prop out of the way. Step back to your downward facing dog and decide, do you want to stay in downward facing dog, or would you like to add a vinyasa? You can do a modified one if you're tired. Inhale forward to a half plank. Exhale, lower yourself down towards the floor. Inhale up into your back bend. And exhale back up into downward facing dog. And then down to a tabletop or a child's pose, just to release the back, release the hips, release the work effort in your legs. So you just want to give your body a moment to recover. Our legs are strong, but sometimes we don't trust our legs. So we're just giving it a little bit of a breather to release and relax before we ask them to do a little bit more work. So we are going to ask our legs to attempt that side angle once again. Take one more breath wherever you are at. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. A full cycle of breath here. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it forward into your lunge. Drop the back heel. Open up into side angle. One cycle of breath here. Make sure the chest and hips are open. Lift up into your warrior two. Keep that leg nice and bent if you can. Settle in. Exhale. Inhale, exalt. Exhale into side angle. Which version do you need? Inhale through warrior two to exalt. Exhale through warrior two to side angle. One more time like that. Exalt. Side angle. Windmill the hands. Step back to downward facing dog. 2 cycles of breath here. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through into your lunge. Help the leg if you need. Drop the back heel, side angle. Open up the right hand up towards the sky. Open the chest, open the hips. Lift up through warrior two to exalt. Exhale into side angle. Your version of side angle. Inhale up through warrior two to exalt. And exhale through warrior two to side angle. Strong legs, one more time. Exalt. Side angle. One full cycle of breath here. Keep breathing. You're almost there. Hands to the floor. Step back to your downward facing dog. You got one last chance if you want to put in one more vinyasa. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale to lower yourself down to your belly. Inhale up into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the mat, tabletop, and just move here, almost like you're trying to get in a little bit of a C curve in your spine. So I'm just swaying my hips side to side. It doesn't have to be a big sway side to side, but just think, oh, I'm just getting a little bit of release in that torso that was working for me in side angle. And then drop back down into a child's pose. I'm going to go with wide knee because I know that my hips are going to prefer that. You can generally just rest here in your child's pose, or if you think you need a little bit more movement in that torso, you can reach the fingers over to the right and get a little bit of an extension in the left side of the body. And then walk through center. If you did one side, do the other. Walk the hands to the left. Keep that right hip grounded as you get a little bit of a stretch in the right obliques here. Come back through center and take 1 or 2 breaths here in your child's pose, just to release any tension in the low back in case it's there. Lift your torso slowly. Bring the knees together. Drop to one side and bring the feet out in front. Slowly, gently make your way to your back. Take your time. Once you get to the back, draw the knees up into the chest once again. Take that little movement side to side. Or if you think keeping the feet grounded and swaying the knees side to side is going to help you better, it depends. How do your legs feel? How do your hips feel? What is going to make you feel just a little bit better? And then we are going to try our half happy baby pose once again. Right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long. Get a little bit of movement in that right hip socket and decide what expression, what hand placement is going to work best for you now. We're going to hold our half happy baby for 3 breaths. 3 full cycles of breath. Gently release the foot, knee into the chest, both knees in as you transition over to the other side. And again, one modification for one side may not be suitable for the other side. Depending on how your hips feel, choose what version of happy baby, half happy baby you're going to go into, and then hold it and go through 3 cycles of breath. Try to keep your shoulders and neck soft, allowing that hip crease to release. Release the foot and both knees into the chest. One last time. Take that little movement, take the little sway side to side. Maybe take a couple of circles in each direction. Your body will tell you what it wants. What little movement is going to release any pressure that might be going on in your hips, glutes, thighs. Bring the feet to the floor, and we're going to go into our butterfly knee. So opening up the knees in opposite direction, left knee to left side, right knee to right side. Bring the soles of the feet towards each other, and just allow a breath or 2 here in open hips. And just notice any sensations that are going on. Did our flow of side angle and exalted warrior, did it create some space? Does holding your butterfly knees, your butterfly legs here feel a little bit more comfortable than the last time you did it? You might feel wonderful here and want to finish your practice in this pose. If you're not 100% comfortable, make a modification. Maybe you want to close up the knees and go into a traditional Shavasana. Maybe you need a bolster or pillow underneath the knees to allow the low back to release. Find what's going to work best for you. You want your body to be in the most relaxed pose that you can possibly get right now. You want to allow your body the reward from your work effort. The reward is hardly any work effort. So you'd like to try to release. Find stillness. Enjoy your breath. And we'll meet back shortly. Start to deepen the breath, drawing in a little bit more on your next inhale, and release it in your exhale. Once more, inhale, and release, exhale. Invite the movement back to your body. Reawaken it gently, slowly. And draw the knees up into your chest. And slowly make your way up into a sit position. And if you're in a cross-legged position, notice what you notice in your hips. Do they feel any different? Sit tall, long spine. Take a nice big inhale. Then exhale. We'll finish our practice here, honoring the light within. Namaste. Thank you everyone once again for joining me. I hope your hips feel wonderful after that. And we will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and share the link with all your friends. Please let me know what type of videos you'd like to see more of. Would you like to see more flow classes? Would you like to see more tutorials? Do you want the videos to be shorter? Do you want the videos to be longer? Feel free to leave a comment in the box below.